As promised, we're starting video number 3 on this practice test unit 4 for Algebra 1. Let's jump right in. Number 11, select all true statements. Okay, parallel lines have opposite reciprocal m values. That is false. Parallel lines have the same slope, right? They don't have opposite reciprocal slope. They have the same m value. So that's false. You're not going to pick this one. Okay. The next one, you can immediately identify slope if it's in standard form. You can't see the m value if it's in standard form. That's false. Let me actually go to the board again. If you look at standard form, you don't see an m right there. You cannot see the slope. You could see an m in the slope intercept. You could see an m in point slope form, but you can't see an m in standard form. So that's false. You can't immediately see the slope if it's in standard form, so don't pick that one. What else? It says, if you have a point and a slope, it's easiest to write the equation in point slope form. Heck yeah. Super easy, right? If you have a point, x1, y1, you plug it in here and plug it in there, okay? And you have a slope, you plug in your slope right there, and voila, you're done. That's point slope form. So that's for sure a true statement. So I am going to put a green check mark right there. And now for my final one, it says you could already see the answers there. I apologize. We already know that these other ones are false. You can immediately see the y-intercept if your equation is in point slope form. That's false. The y-intercept is the b value, okay? So in order for you to see the y-intercept, it would have to be in slope-intercept form. That's the b value. You could immediately see where your line crosses the y-axis. So the thing about practice tests compared to real tests is because it is the fact that I will go back to these and change a word or two. So maybe on the actual test, I'll say you could immediately see the y-intercept if your equation is in slope-intercept form. Well, that would be a true statement, but because it says point slope form, that's a false statement. You do not see the b value in point slope form. All right, let's move on. So on this question right here, they want us to write the equation that has the slope 3 and has the x-intercept of -2. It says type in your answer in slope-intercept form. That's y equals mx plus b with no spaces between your terms. So we got to take the information that they give us and first of all write it down in your notebook, right? They give us the slope is 3. That means that the m value is 3. And they give us an x-intercept. Now most of us might make the mistake of thinking that they gave us the slope and they gave us the intercept so you could write it in slope-intercept form. Wrong, false. We need to remember that the b value is the y-intercept, not the x-intercept. That's the y-intercept. So they are not giving you a y-intercept. They're not giving you a b value. They're giving you an x-intercept. So what does that mean that they're giving you an x-intercept? Well, let's see where that location of the x-axis is. It's at -2. So -1, -2, -1, -2. We know that our line, however it may be, is going to cross the x-axis right there. Maybe it crosses like this. Maybe it crosses really steep going up. Maybe it crosses really steep going down from left to right. Or maybe just kind of steep from left to right. But the bottom line is they give us a point. What is that coordinate right there? That coordinate is the coordinate -2, 0. Okay, so they actually give us a point -2, 0, which is actual x1 value and a y1 value. And they gave us a slope. So what are they giving us? They're giving us a point and they're giving us a slope. So regardless of what form they want in slope-intercept, the easiest form to use is point-slope form. Again, point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. I recommend rewriting it with blank spots. Write down everything that's in black, y minus blank spot equals blank spot parentheses x minus blank spot. Let's do that. And right here a y1 goes and we have a 0 as y1, so let's put a 0 right there. The m value goes next, that's a 3 right there, and the x1 value happens to be a -2, and of course the minus negative changes to plus plus. Now, what form do they actually want it in? If they were to have said, write the equation in point slope form, then you would be done because this is point slope form. But it does say type in your answer in slope intercept. Slope intercept is having y by itself. Slope intercept is having y by itself equals mx plus b. Of course, slope intercept does not have parentheses. So we need to get rid of those parentheses. How? By doing distributive property. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times positive 2 is positive 6. and bring down the equal sign. And what do we have over here? We have a y take away 0. Is the take away 0 necessary? Absolutely not, because y take away 0 is just y. So believe it or not, we are done. This is your slope-intercept form equation, y equals 3x plus 6. If we check our answer right here, there it is, y equals 3x plus 6. Please type it in like this with no spaces between your terms. Let's move on. This next question is hands down my favorite one to do. Why is that? Let's read. Write the equation in slope-intercept form. What is slope-intercept form? It's y equals mx plus b, okay? So we want to write the equation in slope-intercept form that has the slope of 3, so they give you the m, and what else do they give you? And crosses the y-axis. Wait a minute. The b value is the y-intercept, so they're telling us your b value. They're telling us that the b value is 4. So the b value is 4. Now that we know our m and our b, we could write it in y equals mx plus b form. All we got to do is plug in our b value of 4, plug in our m value of 3, and we are done. The quickest question in the whole practice test. Let's move on. This one reads, write your equation in point-slope form. They give you the 2 points. What could you do with 2 points? You could find the slope using the slope formula. So let's begin with the slope formula. I say rewrite it, but with blank spots. M equals, instead of y2 minus y1, just put the minuses. And just remember, your y2 goes here, y1 goes there, x2 goes here, x1 goes there. Where do we get these values from? By labeling your first point x1, y1, labeling your second point x2, y2. So y2 is 7, y1 is negative 2, x2 is negative 4, x1 is negative 7. Anytime you have a minus minus, change it to plus plus. So up on top, we end up with 7 plus 2, which is 9. And on the bottom, we have negative 4 plus 7, which is 3. So our slope is really 9 divided by 3, which means 3. Our slope is the number 3. All right. We have a slope, and we have some points. And they want it in point-slope form. Even if they didn't want it in point-slope form, I would start with point-slope form, because if you have the point and you have the slope, you just plug in your point x1, y1 right here, and you plug in your m right there. So I recommend rewriting this with blank spots and then plug in your m and your x1 and y1. So I am going to do exactly that. I'm going to rewrite it with blank spots. Y minus blank spot equals blank spot parenthesis x minus blank spot. Okay. The y1 value is negative 2. Put the negative 2 right there. The m value is 3. Put the 3 right there. Right? We found the m value is 3. Put the 3 right there. And the x1 value is negative 7. Put the negative 7 right there. And anytime you have a minus minus, change it to plus plus, plus plus. And this is what you're going to type in for full credit. Y plus 2 equals 3 parenthesis x plus 7. That's what they want us to write in point-slope form. No spaces between your terms. That's it. Let's move on. What is the equation in standard form of the line that passes through this point and has that slope? Okay, so what information are they giving you again? They are giving you a point and they're giving you a slope. So who cares what form they want it in? What form is the easiest for you to use right now that they give you a point and a slope? Obviously, point-slope form. So let's all rewrite this. And how do we use this form? We rewrite it with blank spots, and then we plug in the values that they give us. They give us that the slope is negative 4, so put a negative 4 right here where the m is at. And we do have an x1, y1 based on that point that they gave us of 9 and 2. So the x value is 9, put the 9 where the x1 is at, put the y value of 2 right here next to the y on the left side of the equal sign. So this is our point-slope form equation, but obviously they want it in standard form. So we need to now change our point-slope form equation to slope-intercept by distributing and moving, and then maybe changing our slope-intercept to standard by moving this x term to the left side. That's exactly what we're going to do here. We're first going to begin by getting rid of those parentheses. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Negative 4 times negative 9 is positive 36. what do we have left? We have an equal sign, we have y minus 2. We almost have it in slope-intercept form. All I have to do is get rid of that minus 2 by adding 2. That'll cancel out. What I do to one side, I do to the other side. Add 2 to the 36. That's the only thing I could actually add the number 2 to the 36. So what do I have left? I have my slope-intercept form equation. Y equals mx plus b. But they don't want it in slope-intercept form. They want it in standard form. So now let's change this slope-intercept form to standard, having your x term on the left side with your y and your number by itself on the right side of the equal sign. So let's get rid of that minus 4 by adding 4x. And we do to one side, do to the other side, adding 4x. You can't really add terms that are not alike. Y plus 4x you can't do, so you're just going to rewrite it. But let's write our x term first. So we have a 4x plus y equaling 38. There's your standard form equation. Type it in with no spaces between your terms, and you'll get full credit. Let's move on. This is the final question on this section. It says convert the equation of the line into slope-intercept form. We should all know by now that slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b, and we know that this is in point slope form. And in order for us to get it to look like this, first you want to get rid of these parentheses. So what do you do there? You simply distribute negative 4 times x, that's negative 4x. Negative 4 times negative 5, that's a positive 20. And then you bring down the rest, the equal sign, the y, the plus, the 6. Now it's almost in slope-intercept form. All I have to do is get the y by itself, so get rid of that 6 by subtracting 6, and we will get our slope-intercept form equation y equals negative 4x plus 14. You type that in with no spaces between your terms, just like this, and we are done. Y equals negative 4x plus 14. Guys, I know this video is long, this test is long. I hope you study and understand everything you need to by looking at the board and also by studying these videos.